This might be the only shopping cart system you'll ever need to sell your products and services online. With this cart system, you can easily create one-click upsells, embeddable carts, do A/B split testing, one-click bump offers to increase sales. You can also create multi-step checkout systems, have affiliates promoting your products with its built-in affiliate management system. And on top of all that, with this cart, you can create sales funnels with upsells and downsells, start a membership site, sell online courses, digital products, and even physical products too. Now, let me show you what this cart system is. Okay, so the platform that can do all of this is called ThriveCart. First of all, this video is not sponsored in any way. In fact, I've been using ThriveCart for almost 10 years, since the very early stages of it back in 2016. However, down below in the description box below, you will find my affiliate link to ThriveCart. I do get a small cut out of it without any extra costs on you. But like I said, I've been using this for almost 10 years to sell my products and services. In fact, let me show you a couple of case studies here. One of my latest products is the Master YouTube Content Planner, which I personally use. I've built from the get-go so that it will take you from idea to publish and help you manage and plan your entire kind of YouTube business in one place using Notion. But down below, I want to demonstrate what ThriveCart can do. You can create like two different packages. In this case, I've got a basic and pro. If someone purchases this and add to cart, they'll be taken to this checkout page where there's also a one-click bump offer here to upgrade to the pro. So back here, you will see that there is a pro, but they can still grab that offer, making it convenient for them if they do want to upgrade to that pro package. And I would say 80% of my customers actually do take on the pro package, and little things like this increase the value of each customer. Here's another example where I'm selling a guide on 50 digital product ideas. All of what you're seeing is hosted by ThriveCart, the landing page down to the, of course, the cart. So it's embedded right here. And if you notice right here, we've got the one-click bump offer once again, where it's increased from that original $9.95 to now $19.90. And there were times when I needed to create a checkout page quickly, and something like this where I've got partnership services where a brand approached me and I wanted to charge them my fee, and they could simply enter the agreed amount, let's say $1,000. They can enter it there, checkout, and that is it. There's no messing around with code or any payment processing systems. And you could even create something really basic so that you can start charging for consulting or coaching. And it's not just limited to what I've shown you so far. You can also create online courses and membership sites too, with a fully integrated customer portal and membership portal so that they can go through your course modules, access all your material and digital downloads too. One of the biggest perks of ThriveCart is that it's only a one-time payment, as opposed to other and alternate shopping cart systems where they're charging you on a monthly or yearly basis. And I don't know about you, but I've got a ton of active subscriptions already, and having another subscription just adds to that monthly cost of just running a business. So on its website, if you click on Get My Lifetime Account Now, you will see the pricing, which at the moment is just $4.95. There is a Pro Plus option, and this gives you access to a few more features. However, I've been on the lifetime account, the standard one, for, as I said, almost 10 years, and that was sufficient enough for my use. And I'm only using like a fraction of the features. Compare that to something like ClickFunnels, where they're charging $97 per month, and for its pro plan, $297. At $97 per month, that's $1,164 a year just to use its cart system. Whereas with ThriveCart, you just pay that one-time $4.95 payment, and you get unlimited lifetime access to future updates and features, unless it is a Pro Plus feature. But I'll talk more about the lifetime updates later in this video. For now, let's go through some of the features, and I'll give you a little glimpse of the backend. All right, so here we are on the backend. The first tab is simply the dashboard, where you can get the stats and see everything from a bird's eye view. Right here where I am is the products page, and this is where you can manage and create all of your products. That's where you'll probably most likely start. In transactions, you can manage all of your orders and sales. Partners, this is where you can manage your affiliates and JV partners. You've got your reports and stats here, and right here is what they call Learn, and this is where you can create and manage things like online courses. Going back to products, I want to show you how easy it is to add a new product to start start selling. So if we click on create product, you can select from digital or physical. Bear in mind that with ThriveCart, I think it really stands out with digital products as opposed to physical. I'll talk more about the pros and cons later, but for now, let's use digital products as a demonstration. And we'll click on create new product. You start by filling in the details such as a product name, give it a label, checkout page URL, and you want to make sure it's test mode first so that you can actually test your product before it actually goes live. Pricing, this is where you set your pricing. You can set your product pricing by clicking here. You can choose from one-time fee, a subscription. So if you are starting a membership site, you want to obviously select subscription for that. You can do a split pay your own price, enter your price here. And if you want to offer a trial period, select it from here. Down below, you've got built-in sales tax. So you can charge your customers tax based on their location. On the bumps page, you can create your one-click bump offers. You simply enter the bump offer name, enter a price. Under processes, it does support Stripe, PayPal, and Authorize.net. Under affiliates, you can have affiliates promote your product based on a commission amount. Moving on to the next tab, all you need to do is enter a support URL so that customers can reach you if they have any queries. And what should happen after, you can send them to a URL, add them to a membership site. And as I mentioned, ThriveCart does allow you to start a membership site by using its built-in ThriveCart Learn platform. So right here. Otherwise, it does integrate with other membership platforms such as Wishlist. And moving on to checkout, this is where you can actually design your checkout page, your cart, right? And embed it anywhere you want. Let's say you have an existing website or a landing page builder. You can very well use ThriveCart to embed that specific cart to that web page or that landing page. But if you click on Browse Gallery, I want to give you a little glimpse of what it offers. So the legacy, these are the standard checkout pages such as this one here and this one here, where literally it is just the cart. There's no sales copy, there's no landing page involved. Whereas with my 50 digital product ideas page, this is an actual landing page. So if we go back, you want to switch to new and then choose from one of the templates provided here. They all look professional and aesthetic. Let's say you like this one here, you can preview it first to see what it looks like. Looks really great. Everything's built in. All you need to do is just fill in the blanks. And once you want to go ahead with the template, just click on select. And then you'll be taken to the web page builder where you can start editing right away by clicking on it, replacing what's there. And let's say this image here, simply click on this image icon, replace it with yours. Down below, you will see the cart embedded for you already. And rest assured, by going here, you will see that it is mobile friendly. You can see how I applied that template to my product here and what I've done with the sales copy and the images that I've added. I've added some bonuses here too. And these are just some of the things that you can do with its web page builder. Going back to the product setup process, if you go to behavior, you can do things like add rules where you can automatically perform specific actions based on your customer's behavior. For instance, you can add that customer to your email marketing platform such as ActiveCampaign, GetResponse, Aweber, Drip, ConvertKit, anything you want, because what's great about ThriveCart is it integrates with Zapier and Zapier connects with hundreds of other apps. So essentially, technically, ThriveCart can talk with other apps, and that just opens up a whole world of possibility. If you want to create your own online course where students can log in and then go through your modules and lessons, you want to head to Learn, and this is a specific section to do all of that. Not under products. I thought at first it was under there, but it is under Learn. And then from here, you click on Create Course. But if we take a look at one of my existing products that is hosted on like this online course platform, let's say this 50 digital product ideas, we can go and preview it. And I've created something really simple where it's this access page where they actually download the product. And an online course could look like this. Adding modules and lessons is easy. All you need to do is just drag and drop the module, and then you want to add lessons inside. So let's say introduction, and then we'll click on create module, and then you add lessons in these modules. So you can do lesson 1, create your lesson, and you can see what it looks like. And then in the lesson, you click on edit and then add your content, whether it's text, video, or a combination of everything. So let's say you want to embed a video too, just drag and drop the video wherever you want, and then you can link up your video by entering the embed code. What's also great about using the learn functionality is that you can create a student dashboard. So you can see all of their products that they've purchased and have access to, like this. Let's say they want to access my 50 digital product ideas. They click once and then they'll be taken to the dashboard where they can access it. And that page can be edited by going here, edit student dashboard, and you can customize it the way you want. There's also the login page. So depending how simple or sophisticated you want it to look. Going back to the products page, to create a sales funnel, you simply go to products, and then wherever you have a product, you can click on create funnel. So you will need to create that initial product, and then you click on create funnel. Once you enable it, you will be given all of these other options. You've got multiple options to add your upsells and downsells. All of your upsells and downsells can be managed through the upsells and downsells tabs. I don't use this next feature, the A/B split testing function, but you can very well create your own split test, testing two variations of a cart. Creating new coupons and managing all your coupons can be accessed here. What I also love about ThriveCart is it integrates with many other apps right inside ThriveCart. So if you go to your profile here and click on settings, click on view integrations, you will see the available integrations. And you may recognize some, such as Active Campaign. We've got MailChimp, Wishlist for the membership platform, and you've got Zapier. The bare minimum that I recommend you integrating is, of course, the payment processors. You've got Stripe and PayPal. Bear in mind that if you don't see any of the platforms that you want to integrate with ThriveCart, rest assured you can always use Zapier, because most likely they will support it. And very quickly, if you do want to create a physical product, click on create product, select physical, click on create new. Some of the fields may differ compared to a digital product, as it's a physical product. So different things like the shipping options you'll see, but you simply run through the same kind of similar steps as a digital product. And once you've set up your product and you want to start selling your actual product or service, all you need to do is click on Get URL. Let's say with my Master YouTube Content Planner Basic, we'll click on Get URL, and then you're given your link. And this is the link that you want to share with potential customers so that they can actually purchase it. All right, so I've covered most of the core features and how it works in a nutshell. What I want to share are some of the pros and cons of ThriveCart and whether it's actually right for you. Let's start with the pros. The first and most obvious, in my opinion, is that you only need to pay that one-time fee of $4.95 compared to a monthly or annual fee, such as like what ClickFunnels charges. Of course, there are plenty of other platforms that do charge a recurring. So if you're one who does not want, another subscription on top of what you're already paying, this is the solution for you. You can see it as a con because it is a big chunk of change right up front. And if you compare it to something like PayHip, which charges $0 per month, and you don't need to pay an upfront cost except for that 5% transaction fee that you pay and get charged for whenever you actually make a sale, depends how you see it. Like if you're just starting out, you're a beginner and you don't have any money upfront, then yeah, PayHip may just be the thing for you, and that's all you really need. Another platform is Gumroad, which is quite popular. However, they charge a big chunk, like 10%, and they've just added this extra transaction fee of 50 cents. And I think this is just one of the things that they are going backwards on, in my opinion, while PayHip have remained at 5% for every sale that you make. They do have this $99 plan and there's no transaction fees there. And when I say no transaction fees, it's a transaction fee that the actual platform charges. It's not the payment processor such as PayHip and Stripe. Going back to ThriveCart, $4.95, you got to see it and do a bit of math. Maybe if you're doing a product launch and you're expecting a lot of sales, $4.95 is a small change. And if you're planning on running your online business for a long time, then yeah, that is going to pay over time. Another benefit of ThriveCart is that you get lifetime updates. And this is where it can get a little questionable, right? With lifetime. I've always been skeptical of platforms, tools, and apps that offer lifetime updates and features, because looking at from a product owner perspective, you have costs involved. You've got costs relating to web hosting, cloud services, security. You've got development costs and all of the ongoings, as well as maybe customer support. So in your head, logically, this doesn't quite make sense, right? Lifetime, how are they able to sustain a platform and provide these updates and features that have not yet been like published or live, but they are in the works, which does cost money to run. So you question it, right? But they've been running since 2016. And yeah, I've been kind of skeptical. And even at the start, when I purchased this ThriveCart. However, they've got a Facebook group that is quite active, and they do post updates and announcements whenever they do have any new features. People are raving about ThriveCart, and don't take my word for it, really. I'm an affiliate of ThriveCart, but it's not the reason why I'm sharing this with you. The reason why I'm sharing ThriveCart with you is because I think it's a little more unknown, a little more stealth, and one that not many people talk about much, and I think it deserves a bit more attention. So if you're concerned about these lifetime updates that they're offering, based on my experience, they have not stopped updating ThriveCart at all. If anything, they are probably doing more now than before. Second pro that I see is the convenience and the efficiency and the speed of which you can create a new product or service. As I showed you at the start, you can very well whip up a checkout page if you need to collect an order, something like a partnership or a consultation call. Put it up, just enter a few details through the product process adding stage, and then you've got your product link. Share that with your customer or potential client, and that is all you need to do. Thirdly, ThriveCart is an almost complete all-in-one solution for selling online. They do predominantly and primarily act as a cart system, so they don't have other features like an email marketing platform where you can start sending newsletters, but it may be in the works in the future. I haven't heard anything such a thing, but knowing them, it may be a feature that they'll add in the future. But I think just having the features of a cart, the sales funnels, upsells, downsells, and a built-in affiliate management system, the ability to host your own online course or membership site, manage all your students, create a customer portal, just makes sense, right, from a selling standpoint. And the great thing is, because it is all in one, you don't need to pay an extra subscription for things like a web page builder or an online course platform or a plugin or another integration which can add to your expenses each and every month. Fourth pro is that it does have Zapier integration. So right here, Zapier and ThriveCart do integrate. So if you do want to integrate things such as Google Sheets, and whenever you make a sale, that customer then automatically goes onto a Google Sheet for whatever purpose you want. And you can also connect it up to other services like email marketing so that you can follow up on those customers, maybe share some news updates or updates on your product. You can do all that using Zapier. The fifth pro is the support that you get. So if you are ever stuck with setting up your ThriveCart account, your platform, or anything in between, you can always go to the Facebook group, which has 16.4K members, and you can ask away right here, as with most of the other members. Now, let's get on to some of the cons. The first con, which I think is not a con personally, but you may see it as a con, is the pricing, right? $4.95. It's a big chunk of change if you're just starting out. You haven't made any money online. You haven't even created a product. So that may be a little thing a drawback, and one thing that's stopping you from purchasing ThriveCart or any system for that matter. But $4.95, yeah, it can be justified depending how you look at it. So I am listing it as a con because I'm not assuming that you have that spare change, or that may be far-fetched, right, depending on the country that you live in. So yeah, I'm just listing it for the obvious reasons there. The second con is that with ThriveCart, because it is a cart system first, not a web page designer or builder, there is that lack of web page builder, and you can't really build a full-blown website. So if you want something where you've got an about page and a contact us page and features, benefits, and other things, then you can't really do it with it. As I showed you in this video, landing pages where you can then have your cart, and that is it. So you do, at the end of the day, if you still want your own website, you do need another service such as Hostinger, which I personally use. And with my own website, I use Webflow, so at aureliustijin.com. And that might be a little bit of an extra cost. And if you're looking for a web page builder, I suggest you actually look for a web page builder and a web host that specializes in that. The next con is that it's not an e-commerce platform such as Shopify. So if you're looking to create an online store to sell your, let's say, t-shirts or printables or whatever physical products that you want, and have the customer have the ability to add to cart and add multiple products and different things all in one place, then I don't think that ThriveCart is right for it. It's more geared towards marketers, entrepreneurs, coaches, creators who want to start selling your digital products, and there is the ability to sell your own physical products. But if you're thinking of setting up a massive, e-commerce store with dozens, if not hundreds of products, then you rather stick to the big guys, right? You've got Shopify and WooCommerce for WordPress. The next con is that ThriveCart is missing the ability to have start your own community or group, so that if customers purchase, let's say, an online course, and you want to have that community in place so that they can connect with like-minded people and share ideas, then you can't do that with ThriveCart. You do need another platform for it. Whereas with ClickFunnels, it does include it. So if you scroll down, they've got these apps that integrates with it. So you can create, let me scroll here. You can create and moderate a thriving community with ClickFunnels. But hey, communities might not be your thing. You may simply just want to sell your products and not have a community built around it, and that is completely fine. Another con is that if you're planning on creating an online course with videos and you don't want to use other services like YouTube, Vimeo, or any cloud services like Wistia to host your videos, then ThriveCart does not allow you to upload your own videos. It's not hosted there, so you will need to add an embed code of your video. So you can use YouTube, of course, and other video services, but if you're planning on just uploading it to ThriveCart, it doesn't allow that, and you will need to manage that yourself. But you may not be selling video courses, and that is fine. And the final con that I see is that ThriveCart is hosted on their own services, which means you're in the hands of whether their site is up or not, and everything is hosted there. Unlike if you do get a plugin or an integration that integrates with your WordPress website hosted on your own server, then yeah, you have complete flexibility and control over it. Whereas with ThriveCart, not only with the downtimes and the technicalities of it, but also with the way that your pages look like, your landing pages, how your cart looks like, that is all limited to what they provide you. But in saying that, all of these cart and shopping cart systems are generally hosted on their own services anyway. In conclusion, for the most part, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. It really does just come down to how you see ThriveCart. Do you see this as a really affordable solution to what you're trying to do and your goals? Are the features enough for what you're aiming to do? You may be a bit more advanced and you require a few more features and more flexibility and a bit more ownership with how you want it to look and act and function. But from experience, I've tried many cart systems, many online selling platforms like Gumroad, Payhip, Thinkific for online courses. I've tried WooCommerce and many others, and I just turn back to ThriveCart whenever I need to put a product or service really quickly, and of course have it all managed under one roof. So in my very honest opinion, if you're starting from scratch, have no idea what you're going to be selling, have no audience, and have never looked into online selling platforms, cart systems and things like that, but down the road, yes, you do want to start and create your very first product, I would rather recommend Payhip, because you can start for free, $0 up front, and all you need to pay is that 5% transaction fee that gets paid and charged by actually Payhip. And with that, there's no commitments. You don't need to have any upfront costs. And finally, if you're someone more advanced and you've tried many platforms out there, but you just need something to simply sell your products and services. You don't need all the extra bells and whistles like the community option and some of the other things that other platforms offer. Then ThriveCart is definitely a no-brainer. But at the end of the day, you can be the judge on whether ThriveCart is right for you and your goals. I'll link up ThriveCart in the description box below for you to check out. And if you do want to purchase through my link, then yeah, very much appreciated. Otherwise, simply go to thrivecart.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.